That's right, baby. It's time for movie trailer trash. Enjoy. Hello and welcome in to Movie Trailer Trash. My name's Charlie.
And I'm Bethany.
And we just watched the trailer for Breaking In.
Starring Gabrielle Union.
Apparently there's a TV show featuring Christian Slater that is called Breaking In.
Really?
But that's not what this is.
That is not what this is. So, Gabrielle Union, I think she's a great actress, and I think she's really awesome and badass, so that's cool.
Is she badass?
Well, she looks badass in this.
In this,
I will say that.
Is she badass in Bring It On?
She brings it.
What about Love and Basketball?
She brings it.
What about Bad Boys 2? She might
brings
be.
it.
She might
She
be in
always
Bad Boys
brings
2.
it.
I don't remember.
I never saw Bad Boys 2. I just saw Bad Boys. Was she in Bad Boys?
I don't think so.
Ah, dang.
They are making a Bad Boys spinoff that she's going to be in.
Sweet.
In the next.
We should watch
couple
Bad
years.
Boys 2. We got to get on that
I've
because
seen Bad Boys
I think
2.
we should go ahead and add to the list of things we need to watch all the movies that are mentioned in Hot Fuzz.
Every single one.
You ain't seen Point Break?
Oh.
Nope, haven't.
What was that accent?
That was my British accent.
Sure.
So this is something that I think is interesting about this is it's really starring Gabrielle Union, and I don't know if she's ever been the lead role in a movie before. I don't
Probably.
think so because the really famous movies
the
that
last
you named,
movie that she was in.
what was
she
that?
was.
Do you
Something about Mary Jane something.
Okay, well, the really famous movies she's been in are the ones that Charlie just mentioned, and she was not the lead role in any
Being
of
Mary
those.
Jane, no, it's a TV show. So
Okay,
she was
so
the
yeah.
main character of a TV show for like 3 years.
So yeah, I'm just saying I think it's kind of cool that she's the lead in this. And we don't get a lot of movies with black female leads anymore. Like Halle Berry used to be in a bunch of movies, but that was it. I mean, and then you get Viola Davis, an older woman. So it's nice that this is a younger, black female lead. It's going to be awesome.
I don't know how young she is.
Well, she's younger than Viola Davis, who
Is
is
she?
like 56.
Are we sure about that?
Absolutely 100%. She's probably my sister's
100%?
age. She's probably my sister's age.
People don't know how old
35.
your sister is. There we
She's
go.
probably like 35. She's definitely not 55.
All right, well, let's go into this
Don't
movie.
be ridiculous.
This trailer. Here's what happens, right? So Gabrielle Union takes her kids up to her dead dad's house
Wow.
What? That's what
That's
happens.
rude.
What do you mean that's rude?
Yeah, she takes her kids to her old family home or her parents' old home,
Yeah.
and because presumably her dad died.
Yeah, he had just died, and they
And the
are
kid's like,
looking
"Why are
around
we
it,
here?" She's like, "Because this is what you do when somebody
and
passes
they're going
away."
to sell his house. And
probably collect any old memorabilia, things that are just for her,
they were looking around, and they find out that it's heavily fortified for
Yeah.
some reason.
Pretty
There's
much
like,
right when they get in there, the son's like, "Whoa!"
There's like shields on the windows, and everything locks from a secret
They have
base, and there's a bunch
cameras.
of security cameras
Yeah.
and lights and all kinds of stuff happening. And so
She's like, "Man, what were you hiding?"
she
Old
does say
man.
that.
She does say that.
and
'Cause
so
she
these guys
clearly didn't know that was going on, and so therefore she probably wasn't that close with her dad, right?
maybe, I don't know.
I mean, if she didn't know that was going on, I feel like you would know all that was going on.
Who knows?
Okay,
And
go
so
on.
these three guys show up, and they grab the kids, and they try and grab her, but she shimmies out from the one guy and stabs him with a broken wine glass.
Elbows him in the face.
And so what happens eventually is you get to the point of
Ties
the
him up.
movie. The kids are trapped inside the house with the two other guys.
Yeah, and she's
Three?
on the
I don't know.
outside. I think there's 5 guys in total in
Maybe.
one scene.
Yeah, so there's the kids are trapped inside with the guys, and then Gabrielle Union is on the outside with the guy that she stabbed, trying to get in to save her kids.
she's asking him what they want, and he said there's something inside the house that they want. It looks to be money because they show a lot of scenes of money.
And then it's
Um,
her, trying to get after her
Yeah,
kids.
I mean, she's
So,
on the outside
the
looking
thing
in.
that I think
So she's got to be
is
breaking in.
she says, "What do you want?" And the guy says, "We want something inside the house." And so why don't you just give him whatever's inside the house?
Well,
and then leave?
I'm sure that the writer made it more complicated than that. I'm sure that the writer didn't make it just like, I refuse to give it to you. I'm sure she would go and give them
Hopefully.
whatever for her
But
kids.
it's possible that that's what it is. It's like maybe
No,
it's something meaningful.
this is what I'm thinking because I thought of that too. You've seen all of their faces. There's no way in hell they're going to let you out of there alive.
Yeah,
You're
but
going
still,
to be
I
able
mean,
to report them in detail to the cops. There's no way. They're in trouble either way. So maybe she says she'll give it to them or whatever, but that's not going to be the end of the night.
also, I feel like I would just go get the cops in this situation. You know, you're
Maybe,
you're
but-
outside.
Well, yeah, but
they're
there's-
inside.
But they're like, if you leave, we'll.
I
shoot
understand
them
if she doesn't have her
immediately.
phone or something, but I
Also,
think she
they're
does.
like way up in like a kind of isolated place too.
Because she's talking on her phone
When the guy
outside
grabs
when the
her.
guy grabs her.
Maybe it busts when it hits the ground, but they seem to drive far away, and they're like up in this. It's a big mansion house, like up on a hill somewhere. So it may not be super easy to just go to the cops or get to the cops. And she doesn't know that what if they see her leave and they just shoot her kids? You know, like, I mean,
I
get
guess,
it.
but I'm
It's
just,
complicated. Yeah, call
That's what I would
911.
do.
Sure.
I have no confidence
Call
in myself to break
911,
into this
sure.
place,
Well,
which
yeah.
brings me
Ooh.
to my next thing, is that I hope that she has some sort of
Training.
some kind of training
Yeah.
of some
I hope
kind.
it's not just like mother's instincts, because I think it can be a little bit of that. But yeah, I hope she has some sort of
Well, that's the type of thing that is you would be able to overpower someone that you normally wouldn't
absolutely
be able to
like
overpower.
when he grabs her.
Right.
Your adrenaline kicks in. She elbows him in the face. She stabs him in the thing.
And she's not like
Sure.
some little tiny
No, she's
twig
good.
of a person.
She's strong.
Yeah. And so that is believable,
But
I
yeah.
think. A lot of people
At one point,
get angry about that. But
at one point, she says, "You chose the wrong house, or you broke into the wrong house."
yeah, which is kind of a cliche
No,
line.
but what I'm saying is that would make a lot of sense if it's like you broke into the house of, my father, and I'm a trained assassin, or
Right.
some,
It's
something
just like
that. Not
Liam
a trained
Neeson
assassin, but
in,
something like that.
Taken, which is interesting
Exactly
because
like
the
I have
writer
a very
for this,
particular set of skills.
the writer for this, it also wrote the movie Nonstop, which is the one where he's on the plane. Liam Neeson's on the plane, and he also wrote The Commuter, which I think just came out.
Is that the one where he's on the train?
Where he's on the train.
Oh my god!
Where Liam Neeson's
And he
on
wrote
the train.
this movie?
Yeah. And both of those movies, even though they look terrible, have 59% and 56%.
That's pretty good. I bet
which
they
is
were
fine
like, okay.
for like a whatever action movie. And
that
then he
trailer
also
for The Commuter looks bad.
he also wrote Rampage, the new one, which is coming out.
I want to
which
see that.
I think that I said would get a similar score to that. Maybe I said less because of The Rock.
I want to see that. That's interesting though, because yeah, I mean, the thing is, this movie doesn't look like it'll be like the most unique movie in the world. But the reason
no.
I'm so hyped is because it's a black female lead, and it's Gabrielle Union, who I think is cool. And it's just like not the stereotype. It's not the badass older white man Liam Neeson type guy. It's not the badass assassin blonde-headed white girl. And it's a mom too. It's not just a single woman who never had kids because if she had kids, she wouldn't be strong anymore, like with Black Widow and stuff. It's not that. It's an interesting twist on a very old story.
Well, also I
it's
think
been
it's
done
cool
before.
that the movie itself doesn't isn't trying to take itself too seriously. And I say that because they have some of those cheesy lines in there for fun.
Well,
They
and I
have-
don't think they're bad.
They
I
have
mean,
some of the cheesy lines that are just like, "You're just a woman," long pause, who
In
against
the dark.
against however many people, blah blah blah, the rest of the situation.
But also, that's
and
something,
so like that,
that's
because like
something
that
a bad guy
got
would
you,
say.
like that got you in the trailer when you were watching it. I think it came on TV when we were watching the football game or something, and the guy says, "You're just a woman," and you were like, "Yeah." You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I am.
She sure is.
And that's what they were trying to do with it, and that's fun.
Well,
and
but also, I mean, a bad guy would do that. They'd be
Maybe.
like, listen, you're one woman against 5 guys.
But he would say it like that. He wouldn't do the long pause for
Yeah, he wouldn't do the whole movie villain thing.
right. And then
He's a clear movie
you have
villain.
the you broke into the wrong house thing. This one person succeeding and
And
overpowering
you have her
however many
saying,
people.
"You don't know who I am. I'm just a mom.
Yeah, I'm a
like,
mother.
I'm-
You have no
I'm
idea
a
what
mother.
I'm capable
You don't know
of.
what I'm capable of."
And it's coming out on Mother's Day
Which is awesome. That's so cool.
of this year. And
What
so
a fun
for,
thing.
for all those reasons, I think that it's something that is well made, that doesn't take itself too seriously, kind of like John Wick.
Yes, this does kind of have that feel to me, because it's like John Wick had no reason to be good.
Right.
Like, it wasn't. It really is kind of formulaic, but it's also awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a formulaic action movie. It reminded me of the action movies we saw when we were kids, which were awesome, but we stopped doing them because they became cliche, because they became overdone. But it's like, just like music kind of cycles back around a little bit. It's like you get sick of a certain kind, but then it kind of makes its way back. Same thing
We're
with
getting
movies.
back to the point where people kind of want Like it used to be that you had a good guy and a bad guy, and the good guy would win, and it'd be great. And like he would have problems. It would be hard for him to win, but he would eventually win, and the good guy is, success.
A badass.
Right.
I was gonna say though.
And then we kind of got into a portion where everyone had to be complex. The good guy had to be also kind of bad, and the bad guy had to be also kind of good, and everything was, drama-y and whatever. And now I think we're getting tired of that.
The Bourne movies, where it was a lot more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like a conspiracy, and not all the good guys were good, and he wasn't necessarily good. He used to work for the bad guys, But the thing I was going to say is, you say that these lines are kind of like cliche or cheesy, but actually though, they've always been done in all of the awesome action movies from men's point of view.
Yeah.
Like I have a very particular set of skills line is a badass line. People love to quote that line. It's awesome, but it's also cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
He would just be like, "Give me my daughter back. What are you doing? If you don't give me my daughter back, I'm going to kill you. I'm serious. I'm not kidding." Well,
it's the ones that have been in everything. So it's like the ones that are just like the one that's in this one, where you attacked the wrong house, or you chose the wrong person to mess with, or whatever. That's been in so many movies.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying is like what was it that she says? You chose the wrong house to break in.
Yeah.
Too, or something.
I think that might be verbatim from a few different movies.
But what I'm saying is it isn't super cheesy. It's a badass line to say. It's a badass moment that has been done before by men all over the place.
All over the place.
All over the place. So,
in all different types of houses
it's okay
and apartments.
to be like, you know what? This time we're going to have a girl say the cool line.
Barns.
The kind of cool, overdone line because it's cool.
Warehouses.
It's her turn to be a badass.
Bunkers.
And she's going to be a badass.
Okay, movies. Hot air balloons.
Movies that this reminds me of.
Airplanes.
Firewall, first of all, with Harrison Ford.
Which I've never seen or heard of.
It reminds me a lot of that. That movie came out in 2006. So where were you in 2006, Charlie?
I was probably playing video games.
In middle school?
In my basement.
Probably.
That would have been
I was in high school, so...
summer between middle school and high school.
Probably. But yeah, so it's a good movie, but it's kind of like his family gets stuck inside, and he has some special security, too. Like, there's like a firewall. I don't know. Some like...
There's some
super
sort of
high tech.
Listen up, guys. In the movie Firewall, there's some sort of firewall that something happens, and Harrison Ford is in it, and that's it.
I'm just saying, his family's stuck inside, and he's outside, and he has all this specialty security and whatever. And I think, he's like some high tech guy. They're trying to get some like special CD that has something on it or whatever.
Ooh, a CD.
Yeah, but it reminds me of that in a way, like, because the kids looking in and seeing them and you can't get to them. I feel like it's the type of movie that's been done before, but it's cool. And when it's been done before, I've liked it.
Uh-huh.
And I think it could have the potential to be like John Wick, which is just like a really fun, good action movie. You know, maybe it's not super shocking at every twist and turn.
It won't be as crazy, and
well, think about John Wick.
The stunts and stuff won't be as amazing.
Well, yeah,
but it'll still be
a different movie, though.
Yeah, it'll be more of like a fighting for your life thing.
Yeah,
and less of a trained assassin mowing down like hundreds of people, basically.
But think about John Wick. It's not like surprising at every turn. It's not like there's a bunch of surprises. Pretty much it's just him going to get the people.
Yeah.
You know, he's like going after the people he has to go after, and he's just going to kill people who are in his way, and people are trying to stop him.
That's it. That's both movies.
And it's super simple, but because he's a good actor and a good stunt guy, and because
that's the stunts in the action in that movie is what makes it.
Yeah.
Because it's done very differently from every other movie.
Well, and apparently I haven't seen it, but a friend of mine was telling me to look up his training for that because he like did some crazy stuff to train for that those action scenes and like.
Well, they did the thing with
got hit and hurt a lot.
That's cool about that movie is that apparently there was in one of those videos where he was doing his training, there were people who were talking about how this movie is one of the only movies that people who are trained in that sort of fighting style, combat whatever, and shooting. When he always takes his gun out of his holster and then just like shoots it from his hip, like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Like people say that is the first move, basically, when
Well,
you're
yeah,
shooting
shoot it
from
as soon as it's out,
when
basically.
and that's like the only movie that does that ever.
Yeah. Because it's not going to be the most accurate shot, but if you're trying to, save your life, as soon as it's pointed at the person, you shoot it,
Right.
and then you aim it better later.
Yeah, and that's what he does. He always does that and he does like the double tap thing that no one ever does.
Yeah.
Where if he shoots someone not in the head or heart, they are going to still be alive on the floor.
Yeah.
And
Gotta shoot him again.
he shoots him again right in the head, and it's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope that this movie is good, but also there are a lot of attempts at simple action movies that end up being bad. A lot of people attempt this type of thing.
And who knows? I mean, it might be. I mean, I assume that it's just going to be. And actually, I'll save this, but you never know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
But from the trailer, it looks kind of good. And I want to mention one thing before
next
we
part?
move on.
Okay.
Is that it's something that we disagree on, and it's you like the song at the end, the
I
Rihanna
love
song.
that freaking song.
But I think it kind of takes. I don't think it ruins it by any means, but I think it kind of takes me out of the thing that they had set up, like the mood and tone that they had set up.
I disagree, and this is why. I feel that when that song came in, it was the same feeling I had when the song came in on the Black Panther trailer. Like the exact same feeling for me. It was like, oh yeah.
I mean,
Here we go.
it might just be that I like that song more,
Here we go.
and I don't really like Rihanna very much.
Yeah. I'm so hard. Yeah. I'm so hard.
I mean,
Get it, girl.
it's just like they have like this kind of
Look,
ominous
maybe-
thing going on, and like this girl who's like sneaking around
I
this
think
place
it's 'cause
and
she has a
overpowering
feminine
people
voice. It
and
doesn't
stuff.
seem badass, but it is badass.
And well, no, and also the Black Panther one, it has that music from the very beginning.
But it like basically comes in at that one moment really loud.
And so maybe if that song was
Maybe.
kind of going from the beginning.
I really like it in the trailer. I think it's a cool moment. Also, one thing I want to say before we move on,
what I'm saying
it's a
is
really small cast.
I hope that song
cool.
doesn't happen during the movie.
Oh, I don't think it will.
Like
I
at
think
the
it's a
end of the
trailer
movie,
moment.
maybe. But
No, yeah, it might come up when the credits come up, but I think it was just for the trailer.
yeah.
I think that's the whole point.
Okay.
Lots of trailers have songs, but yeah, it's a really small cast, which is interesting. That's always interesting.
Well, let's move on to where, when, and how you're going to see it.
Okie doke.
Where, when, how are you going to see this movie? Where, when, how are you going to see it?
Well, let me start by saying this comes out on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, which
and I was
is
about
May.
to say I knew what that was, and I don't.
May 11th.
Okay, May 11th. So that's cool.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking Mother's Day was February 14th.
That would be Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
and I was going to be like, oh, I won't be in the States, but I will.
The States.
The United States.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Hey,
yeah, you're
I'm about to be
regular-
a world traveler.
Yeah, you're a regular world traveler. European. Do you also go to
I'm
university
not European.
while out of the States?
No.
Do you?
No. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to Thailand soon. What? So, but that's beside the point. I think that I could go see this movie.
It's way beside the point.
I think that I could go see this movie in theater with my sister and my mom. Because
Okay.
I think it's funny. It's funny that it's coming out on Mother's Day. It's fun. It's like, hey, yeah, let's go see this badass action movie where this woman's just, gonna save her kids. It's cool.
Mhm.
And I think it could be fun. Get some popcorn, get some cookie dough bites,
Cookie dough bites.
and maybe a drink. Go all out.
Go all out.
Hopefully my mom will be into it, because if she's not, then it wouldn't be a very good Mother's Day for her. I'd be like, you got to go see this movie you don't want to see.
Yeah.
But I think she'll be into it. My mom likes action movies, especially like this kind, like you said, where it's like good guy, bad guy, gonna save my kids. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be
So I could
good.
see myself doing that. I don't if I don't do that, if I can't get those two people to get into it with me, then I'll probably wait till it comes out and we'll probably rent it.
Okay. Here's the thing. This comes out May 11th. Avengers Infinity War comes out May 4th.
Wow.
So,
Well, at least it comes out after.
the thing about that is that you
People-
will have been waiting to go see Avengers Infinity War. You'll go see it. You might want to see it more than once.
Probably.
However, I think if there aren't a ton of movies coming out at that time, which there probably are because May has kind of turned into a thing because
It
of
kind of
Marvel,
ramps up. Yeah.
that this would be a good one to go see when, you don't really have a whole lot of else to do.
Yeah, I think May didn't used to be so busy. I think maybe the end of May is when it would start to ramp up, and then June.
But I think that this would be a good one to see in theater for a few reasons. One, to support the type of movie. Two, because it's probably going to be very dark.
Yeah.
And very
if
quiet.
you don't have a good TV,
you're going to be turning it up and
I
down
hate
the whole
that.
time.
Yeah.
It's going to be annoying.
I hate that when the movie is dark, like there's not a lot of light. I mean, she's literally going around turning off the lights. So it's like you have a bad TV and the sun is coming in through the window and you're like, all I can see is the sun right now.
I can just see the slots
That happens
where the sun
all
is coming through the
time on
blinds.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah. But that being said, I don't think that I'll see this one in the theater. But I hope that
But
it's
you see the merits
good,
in seeing it
and
in the
I
theater.
want to see it.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope it's good. I'm
Yeah.
excited about it, and I'm excited for Gabrielle Union. I think it's cool. We need to see more black female leads and just female leads in movies like this, so I think it's going to be pretty cool.
All right, then.
She's awesome.
Well, let's move on to the Rotten Tomatoes percentages and see what happens. Rotten Tomatoes percentages!
All right. Rotten Tomatoes percentages. So I actually think this will do okay. I think that critics won't, rave about it because it still is just kind of a pretty straightforward action movie that's been done before. But I think that it'll get a 67%.
Okay.
Which is, I think, around what Atomic Blonde got. Actually, that might have got 76%. Might have got a little higher.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's gonna be. They're gonna
What
like
about
it.
audience?
The audience. That's a tough one. I think 82.
Okay.
I
we're
think that
pretty similar.
moms and daughters are gonna go out and see this. I think that there's gonna be an audience for this, and they're gonna really like it.
I'm a little bit more extreme than you because I wrote mine down before you started talking.
Okay.
And I think that the critics are going to give it a 65.
Cool.
Okay. Decent movie. Most will like it. And then other people will... I
See
think
too
other
many
people
flaws or
will,
whatever.
crap on it because it's been done before.
Yeah.
And so there will be that. But I think the audience is going to give it 95%.
Maybe. I think it's gonna be good. Here's the thing. Just because it's been done before doesn't mean it can't be done again. I mean, that's like music and all forms of art are, inspired by each other all the time.
Sculpture.
And when we hear a song that sounds kind of like somebody that we love, we aren't just like, that's dumb. Been
Right.
done before. I mean, sometimes it is if it seems kind of like trite or not very interesting, but it's cool that people can take a style of movie that they've seen before that they like and put a little spin on it and make it a little different and make it their own story.
Be proud of what you're copying.
And there's going to be a little bit of a mystery to it. We don't know why her dad has all this money and this safe house type thing.
I mean, that's what I said before. So, and I think that Edgar Wright was talking about that. About, being proud of what you're copying, like you said. And because you're making it, it's going to be different. And so, he
Absolutely.
made Baby Driver.
Comes from a different perspective.
And Baby Driver, without all of the little Edgar Wright quirks and the music, the thought that he put into the music to go with it, it's just a heist movie.
A challenge job or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And a heist movie, it's a, car movie. He does a heist and he tries to escape the guy that wants to whatever.
Yeah.
And without all of the Edgar Wrightiness to it, that would just be a movie that we've seen 100 times before.
But he put his own spin on it.
Right.
Yeah, I think that I think that it's going to be interesting. I think that I liked the movie Firewall, even though when I saw it, it didn't seem super original.
So
to me.
there's this Firewall.
No, I'm just saying, and it reminds me of Inside Man.
What do
Have
we
you
call the
seen that?
movie? How about Firewall?
Have you
That's
seen-
inspired.
Have you seen the movie Inside Man?
No.
Okay, so really?
No. Is
Oh.
that about a
It's
man
bank
who's
heist
inside?
movie. It's a bank heist movie, and it's really cool. So, it's kind of like that, too, where it's you're trying to get in. It's a mystery. It's this problem that needs to be solved, and it's really kind of fun to watch it unfold and see, what's going on. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be cool.
Is there a sequel called Outside Man?
No. But also, Breaking In is not the most inspired name ever, either.
No.
So, the concept is she's going to have to break in.
What do we
to
call it?
The house. So get it? Breaking in. Just like Bring It On. She brought it.
Oh boy.
No, all I have to say is she's so hard.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hope
so
that this one will be
hard.
good. I think that people who go to see it are going to love it.
Yeah.
And people who
I hope.
don't go to see it will probably complain about it on Twitter, but never actually
Yeah, so who cares about them?
see it.
Boo.
Boo.
We don't care.
We don't care about you. We go hard.
All right, so let's do a couple of plugs for those of you who aren't
Couple of what?
longtime listeners. Plugs. For those of you who are new to our podcast, thank you so much for listening. Check us out on mttpodcast.com. That's where you'll get our blogs, all of our old episodes. We have lots of episodes. We're always trying to talk about new movies coming out. So get a little info about them. See what's up. At MTT Podcast is our Twitter handle, and Movie Trailer Trash Podcast on Facebook is our page. So review us on Facebook, review us on iTunes, rate us. It helps us out, and tell your friends.
And as always, go and follow Entertainment Buffet at Entertainment Buffet and subscribe to their YouTube channel. It's a blast. Some would say it's a blast toys.
Sure.
It's Pokemon.
So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah. I'm so hard.